The invitation arrived on a Tuesday, cream cardstock with gold foil lettering, and I knew before I even opened it that it would be the most expensive lie I'd ever hold in my hands. Together with their families, Marcus Bell and Ashley Whitfield request the honor of your presence. I read my husband's name 3 times before my body understood what my eyes already knew. Not ex-husband. Not yet. The divorce papers were still sitting in a drawer, half signed, because I'd told myself I needed more time to think. What I hadn't told myself was that I already knew everything. I'd known for 6 weeks, since the night I found the hotel receipt tucked into the lining of Marcus's gym bag, a Tuesday afternoon check-in at a Marriott 20 minutes from our house, on a day he'd told me he was golfing. And Ashley, my Ashley, the woman who'd held my hand in a hospital waiting room when my mother's heart stopped for 11 seconds, the woman who'd helped me pick out the dress I wore to marry the man she was now marrying herself. I should have called her the moment I found the receipt. I should have shown up at her door and thrown the truth at her like a brick through glass. Instead, I did something that even now I can't fully explain to myself. I RSVP'd yes. People think betrayal announces itself. It doesn't. It creeps in through side doors, disguised as ordinary Tuesdays, as girls' nights and golf games and I'm working late, don't wait up. By the time I found the receipt, the betrayal wasn't new. It was already a year old, already fluent in the language of my own house, already sleeping in the bed beside me every night, wearing my husband's face. I didn't confront them because I wanted to understand something first, how far they were willing to let the lie go. Whether there was a version of them, even now, capable of stopping themselves, a small, humiliated part of me, the part that still loved Marcus, still loved Ashley, the friend who'd been my sister for 9 years, needed to know if either of them would flinch. So I watched. I let Ashley call me every week to talk about centerpieces and seating charts, and I answered her the way I always had, warm and quick with opinions, while my stomach turned to stone. I let Marcus kiss me goodnight. I became, without meaning to, a detective in my own life, cataloging every lie for a case I hadn't yet decided how to try. What I found didn't just break my heart, it rearranged the furniture of everything I thought I knew. The affair hadn't started after Ashley and Marcus met at my 30th birthday party, the story everyone believed. It had started before. Ashley had known Marcus for 2 years before I ever introduced them, an old flame from her hometown, resurrected the moment she found out he was engaged to her new best friend. She hadn't fallen for my husband. She'd targeted him. Our friendship, the sisterhood I'd built my adult life around, had been scaffolding for a heist. I found the old messages on a laptop Ashley had once left at my house, back when leaving things at each other's houses was still a form of intimacy instead of evidence. I wasn't proud of reading them. I did it anyway, at 2 a.m, with my hands shaking so badly I had to set the laptop down twice. I know this is messed up. Ashley had written to a friend, 2 years before my wedding, but I saw him first. She just doesn't know it yet. She just doesn't know it yet. As if I were a plot twist in someone else's story, as if my whole marriage, my whole decade of trust, had been a countdown clock Ashley had been watching the entire time, patient as a spider. That was the night I stopped crying and started planning. The wedding was held at a vineyard 40 minutes outside the city, string lights woven through the trellises, 200 chairs in white ribbon rows facing an arch dripping with white roses. Roses Ashley had once told me, in another lifetime, she wanted at my second wedding, if I ever had one, because she loved them so much she wanted to save them for something that mattered. I wore emerald green. Ashley had told me once that emerald was the only color that made her feel like she was standing next to a queen instead of a friend. I wanted her to feel that tonight, right up until the moment she didn't. Marcus saw me first, from the altar, and something crossed his face that he covered so fast I almost missed it. Not guilt, exactly, but the flicker of a man recalculating an equation he thought he'd already solved. I smiled at him. I smiled at everyone. 9 years of friendship teaches you how to build a face that says nothing while your chest is a house on fire. I sat in the 4th row, between Ashley's aunt and a cousin I didn't know, and I watched my husband marry my best friend in a $5,000 dress I had helped her choose, at a fitting 8 months ago, before I knew what I was fitting her for. The officiant asked if anyone had any reason the two should not be wed. I felt 200 people's silence pressing against my ribs like a hand. I thought about standing. I thought about the word husband and how it would sound, cracking open in front of Ashley's grandmother and Marcus's business partners, and the caterers setting down trays of champagne. I thought about the messages. She just doesn't know it yet. I stayed seated. Let the silence answer for me. Because I hadn't come to burn the wedding down in front of an audience, giving Ashley the sympathy of scandal and Marcus the alibi of public humiliation, something he could later spin into. She was unstable, she was jealous, you should have seen what she did at our wedding. I hadn't come for spectacle, I'd come for something quieter, and, I think now, crueler, in the way that only patience can be cruel. I had come to watch them say vows to each other that were, word for word, nearly identical to the ones Marcus had said to me 6 years earlier. I recognized the cadence immediately, the promise to be steady when the ground isn't, the line about choosing each other on the ordinary days, not just the easy ones. He'd written those words once already, for me, and either he didn't remember, or he didn't care that I would. I watched Ashley cry real tears reciting vows she'd helped edit for my wedding, 5 years before, sitting cross-legged on my bedroom floor with a glass of wine, telling me which lines were too corny and which ones would make Marcus's mother weep. They didn't know they were performing for a woman who held the receipts, the hotel bookings, the 2-year-old messages, the whole architecture of their theft, folded neatly in a manila envelope in my car, addressed to Marcus's mother, his business partners, and, for good measure, the vineyard's own social media manager, who I happened to know posted every wedding to 12,000 followers by Monday morning. I didn't need to make a scene, I only needed to make sure the truth had somewhere to go. I left before the reception, before the toasts, before Ashley's father could stand up and talk about the remarkable, loyal woman his daughter had become. I drove home in the green dress with the windows down, and somewhere around the second highway exit I started to laugh. Not the laugh of someone falling apart, but the laugh of someone finally putting something down she'd been carrying too long. The envelopes went out Monday morning, exactly as planned. I didn't do it for revenge, though I understood if it looked that way. I did it because for 6 weeks I had let 2 people believe I didn't know, and there is a particular, specific power in choosing the moment you stop letting a lie live rent-free in your silence. Marcus called 11 times that day. Ashley called 19. I didn't answer either. Instead, I sat on my porch with a cup of coffee going cold in my hands, and for the first time in over a year, I felt entirely, unmistakably like myself. Not the woman who didn't know yet, but the one who always had, and who had finally decided what to do about it.